Nebraska brother. How you doing? Can you hear me? Coffee. Joko, can you guys hear me? Okay. All right. How you guys all doing this evening? It's kind of late, but Essendon, how you doing? I was relaxing and you have a right to remain silent. Welcome in. Yeah, I I talked to Lieutenant Lacey. Said his name was Lieutenant Lacey, the one that oversees internal affairs. And I explained to him that Sergeant Scrolls and Lieutenant Tamara Smith, Lieutenant Tamara Smith oversees Sergeant Scrolls, the internal investigator. Brooklyn Miss, how you doing? Welcome in. And I went and chatted with Lieutenant Lacey. But now press for transparency is telling me that he called when he filled out a complaint online on Ethan Graff is the officer's name that trespassed us from the San Juan County Health Department. And now what the press for transparency is telling me is that the clerks that work in the police station said they don't know of a Lieutenant Lacey, but they know of Captain Lacey. So there's quite a few lieutenants and sergeants working in this department, Farmington Police Department. There's quite a few actually officers, and you'll hear it here on the recording. And I had a word with well, he told me Lieutenant Lacey, but Karen, welcome in. And like when I went down there to address my grievances about uh, Sergeant Scrolls being unprofessional and telling me I was arguing with him, and I played that recording in front of the clerks. That's uh, that's when I told Lieutenant Lacey. Lieutenant Lacey, I told him that the Sergeant Scrolls and Lieutenant Tamara Smith, they were both being unprofessional when I was trying to explain uh, about Jay Prince and Martinez. Martinez is the one that put the spotlight on my face, that prior restraint. And Jay Prince is the one that threatened me with arrest when I was filming the traffic stop. When he went and grabbed the man that got off the vehicle and arrested him. and he threatened me with arrest, telling me if I don't do as he says, that he was going to arrest me, take me to jail. And that's when I talked to Sergeant Scrolls, the Internal Affairs in the Farmington Police Department, and he started telling me right away that he didn't want to argue with me. Then, as usual, he just went and hung up the phone on me. Then I went and I told him to go get his superior, which was Lieutenant Tamara Smith. So that's where I'm gonna play the recording for you when I had to talk with Lieutenant Lacey. But now I don't know if there's a Lieutenant Lacey, because now I'm hearing that there's only a Captain Lacey. And Karen M, if you can put everybody's links in the live so they can all share and support each other. But here's the recording. You guys want to listen in about me having a word with Lieutenant Lacey. That's what. But now I'm hearing that there's yeah, everybody go support Karen M's channel with ex bootlicker. They do great karaoke. I just been so busy. I've been busy working on the weekends. I'll tell you everybody's links, Karen, and yours and ex bootlicker. Yeah, if you guys haven't heard of Karen M and ex bootlicker's channel, they they do karaoke Saturday nights, early Sunday mornings. Actually, Sunday mornings, yeah. Well, this is a conversation we had about Ethan Graff and internal affair Sergeant Scroll and Lieutenant Tamara Smith.
Okay. Yeah, I was just calling you back that I'd watched the video with Ethan Graff. Yeah. And I agree.
Can you guys hear? Let me know if you guys can hear the recording. Coffee, Karen. Can you guys hear the recording? Okay. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. I just want to make sure you guys can hear it, because I forgot my Bluetooth on. And all right, guys, I'm gonna play it here now.
He was not or was not did not perform satisfactorily in that encounter. Yeah. So we will take corrective action with that. So yeah. Yeah. Make sure he understands the circumstances. We put out information to the rest of the department, reminding them that if somebody's exercising their rights on government property, that they cannot be trespassed unless they're breaking the law or unless they're impeding the operations of the location that they're at. Which, I mean, I've watched your videos before. I know that you take care not to interfere with people that have business at those locations. So yeah, I'm confident. Mm-hmm. I'm confident that wouldn't be an issue with you. Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you understanding, because that helps your department. And it's just my channel. It's all about transparency and accountability. It's just making sure that these government officials understand that we have a right to redress our grievances in these buildings, and that's all.
You know, if they want to act unprofessional, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is for them for professional service and
Yeah.
accountability, like I said. So yeah, so then you guys said that what Lieutenant Tamara Smith was telling me that they found uh, Prince. They said Prince had every right to arrest me if he wanted to, but I was trying to explain to her, it's Turner versus Driver and Gleek versus Knief. It's got to be a physical act. You know, so what she's telling me that I interfered is what he could have arrested me. Until like you said, until I break the law or commit a crime.
Okay.
And filming is not a crime at all. So she needs to understand that, and a lot of your uh, lieutenants and supervisors like Sproles, he just keeps on telling me that I'm arguing with him when I'm trying to, you know, trying to give him my point of view. And I don't know if you're gonna have a word with Sproles because if you are gonna have a word with Sproles about him hanging up on me the other day, that was very unprofessional of him too. This is the second time I had an interaction with him, and when I'm just trying to explain what the situation is. Yeah.
So I did talk with Sproul already. And to his credit, he said that he could have handled the situation better, and that he would do better with that in the future. So
yeah, that's all. I appreciate it because that's all I'm looking for. If you would have a word with them, and I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble. I just want them to do their job correctly and serve the public professionally. Yeah. So
sure,
yeah.
I know what you're saying, and so
Yeah.
it's like I've told you before, Justin. Like I think our agency does better than most. But it's like I've told you before, I won't ever say that we're going to be perfect. It's a human business, and we're going to make mistakes from time to time, and we'll look at them, and when we do make mistakes, we'll try to take corrective action to make sure our officers understand what's going on and how they need to encounter it. And they're going to make mistakes sometimes, and it's easy for me to second guess them. I sit up in an office most of the day, and they're the ones, unfortunately, that have to go in and deal with some tough situations sometimes. And unfortunately for the police, as you know, similar to the public health building, a lot of times our officers aren't involved at the start. They're the ones that get called and then have to try to dissect a situation and hearing it from both parties and trying to make a decision based on the information that they have, and they don't always get it right. That's the fact of the matter.
That's what we're trying to do is make sure they understand the law. They're not feelings. They're not feelings officers. They're more or less they're supposed to know the law about our rights being in these buildings. It's like time, place, and manner. If it's publicly funded, so we can be in there till when it's open hours because it's funded by the public. Until nobody has no authority at all to trespass us until we commit a crime or break the law. And filming is not a crime, like I said. So
that's like I said. I understand what you're saying, and like I said, I mean we sent a department-wide communication that says exactly that. It says that I'm pulling it up here so that we can say it's the directive that we've given them is that if a person is filming in a publicly accessible area, and this is generally a First Amendment issue, we should not issue trespass warnings in those situations. Again, unless the person is
like using profanity or something like that. I understand.
That's exactly what we said. If they're being disorderly, if they're preventing the normal operations of the workplace, if they're there outside of normal business hours, those types of things,
Yeah.
then yes. So again, I agree with you on the premise, and again, sometimes officers are going to make mistakes. Every time you've called me, I've discussed it with you, and when I've had to take corrective action or always make mistakes. We constantly have new officers coming into the agency, and when they're new, they're trying to learn the job, and they're, despite they go to the academy, but it's hard for them until they get out on the street and they're able to put it into practice. It's one thing to learn it academically; it's another thing to put these things into practice.
Cynthia, how you doing, Cynthia? Welcome in. Dan Nebraska brother, that's a good question. I've been doing this here for a year now, and it seems like they're not. They've been telling me that they've been doing the First Amendment training in the police department and all the government buildings. They have been educating them about the First Amendment, but it doesn't show. And I know they're lying to me. They're just saying that just to make themselves look good, and just that they're not teaching it at all, as you can tell in my videos. They just talk about it. It's like what was it here? Lieutenant Lacey. It's just this all they've been telling me, and this is they keep telling me this, they keep feeding me this, but it just doesn't show on my videos, and they just keep violating my rights. That last interaction with Graff, I thought for sure that he would explain to the healthcare, San Juan County Healthcare Department. I thought he would for sure explain to them that we had every right in that building, but it went totally the opposite. Than him listening to Bernard, that was the supervisor's name, that went and called the police on us, and the mean press for transparency, and he came down there enforcing feelings again. So that's where I put a complaint in, and that's what Press for Transparency put a complaint in. And he said he hasn't received any word back from the Farmington Police Department either. And it seems like they're just feeding me all this, just to feed it to me, making it sound like they are doing First Amendment training, but which I know they're not. They haven't been, and I know they've been lying to me. So that's a good question. Dan Nebraska brother, appreciate it.
It's not easy when you're a new officer, and so
that's why that's why the First Amendment training needs to really be be trained. These new officers really need to be trained on the First Amendment.
I don't disagree, and again, like I hope you can see it from the officer's point of view to some degree in those situations, especially at the health building where when the employees there start talking about their sensitive medical information and stuff like that. I agree with you. You're in a publicly accessible place, so.
Yeah, but when we're in while we're in a public area, they're supposed to keep it private. It's their job to keep it private, to make privacy.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. What I'm just saying is, I hope you can see it from the officer's perspective too in those situations, that they're getting information and at face value they're thinking, okay, maybe that's reasonable, that I need to protect people's privacy.
Yeah, what they get is hearsay. What they get is hearsay. That's why as under the First Amendment artists, that's why these audits are needed. Because.
No, that's like I said. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just.
Oh no, I understand too.
I can see it from the officer's point of view that they're going to make those types of mistakes because they're thinking that it's a reasonable argument from the person in the building to say that, even though I don't think it's correct. It's like you said, they're in a publicly accessible area. So while I'm saying that it's not right, I can understand why the officer made the mistake. I don't think he was being malicious. I don't think it was intentional, like an intentional.
Yeah, it's not a mistake. It's more or less like he violated my rights to be in there.
Right. But I guess that's where I'm going with it. Is I don't feel like the officer was maliciously doing that. I think he was trying to make a decision in the moment.
But he needs to make the right decision next time. That's all I'm trying to make you understand too. So, like I said, it was kind of upsetting that he wouldn't, told us that we had to leave without committing a crime or breaking the law. And I'm pretty sure that you had a word with him about it. Yeah, so I understand. I'm glad that you called back and and understanding yourself that he should have understood his job a little better. Now, like you said, now you had a word with him, and it's what Sproles too. Sproles needs to be a little more professional because they're public employees. They're supposed to be professional and not getting upset on their end because that's not what we paid them to do. So. Then Lieutenant Tamara Smith, the same thing. She started giving me an attitude, and she started telling me that you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say anyways. Then I tried to ask her, she's a public servant. When asked by the public for these, be perfect.
Okay, Lieutenant Tamara Smith is the one that oversees Scrolls, Sergeant Scrolls. Sergeant Scrolls is the one that he's the internal affairs that looks into these like what the Graff did. He went and illegally trespassed me and pressed for transparency, and that's where you guys are saying here in the live chat, none of these Farmington police officers, any of the public servants here that work in these publicly funded buildings, they do not know none of the five elements under the first at all, and that's very sad. And it's what I explained to Lacey here. I don't even know if he told me he's a lieutenant, but when the press for transparency called to the Farmington Police Department, he's saying that the clerks are saying that they don't know of a Lieutenant Lacey, they know of a Chief Lacey. So I don't know if they're lying there again too. So, and yeah, it's sad that these police officers, especially the police officers, they don't know the five elements at all of the First Amendment, and that's the reason why they're violating their rights. And plus, I keep saying, it's a borderline of the reservation here, and the Navajo people just live the borderline just right outside of town here on top of the hill, and it's just discriminating the way they treat the Navajo people. When they have to come to town and they don't know their rights, and these officers know they don't know their rights, and I know they violate their rights. All right, you have the right to remain silent. You're correct on that. Crofty, can you get everybody's live in the links in the live? Appreciate it.
Professional. And I tried to ask her. I said, it's the same thing I was telling her. I said, it's got to be there's supreme case laws that back up what I'm doing. Gleek versus Knief, and Turner versus Driver, Smith versus Cummings. These are all under the same Constitution that you guys swore an oath under. Is the same under this First Amendment. So then I asked Lieutenant Tamara Smith. I said, do you know the five elements under the Constitution? And she didn't. And this is what they need to understand. They need to understand. This is the only way they'll understand that we have a right, that our civil rights is, the five elements. I'm pretty sure you know it, right?
Yeah, he was sitting at a computer. I know that he went and looked it up on the computer. That's the reason why he named all five, because he was on the computer, and that's how it's just. Hey, Tiger, welcome in. So I know that's the reason why he said all five elements, because he was sitting at the computer and he looked it up. He knew I was going to ask. He already knew I was going to ask, because he's finding out that I'm recording all the conversations I've been having lately. And it's when I met up with Direct D and AZ crew over in McKinley County. We sat down and we talked, all of us, and you know, Reluctant Prophet's the one that gave me the best advice, and he's the one that told me it's always best to record, record a, record them to have proof. So, and that's where I took his advice, and that's when I started recording. Luckily, I had an extra phone. Lenny, Lenny Cunningham, welcome in.
Religion, freedom of speech, peaceful assembly, petition the government, and freedom of press.
Yes, yes. And this, if they would just know all of this, you know, even the ladies in the Turk, the police station, they don't know it at all. And this is the reason why they're failing at these audits. And if you would just teach these under all the amendments, you know, I'm not just saying the first, you know, that's what all the amendments are put there for. So, you know, so that's all I wanted to, you know, I have a word with you about, and you know, just have a word with Lieutenant Tamara Smith and tell her to be more professional, because she's a lieutenant. She should know better than that, you know.
Right. Well, and the direction that I'm giving them is that there's no need for them to argue with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to solve anything. We can take a look at the facts of each circumstance and determine what the facts are. And if our officers did something wrong, then we can address it. And if not, but having an argument over it isn't going to be productive. So.
Oh no, yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad that you called me. You know, I better let you get on to the rest of your day, and you know, just like I said, I'm glad that you called, and now we're understanding each other. You know, pretty much seems like we're on the same page.
All right, just good talking with you. I hope you have a good weekend and enjoy the rest of your shopping.
Okay, yes, just have a word with him, please, Sproles and Tamara.
I will.
Okay, appreciate it. I'll probably do a follow up. Maybe just call me back and tell me that you did, like you said, you did with Graff.
Yeah, like I said, this girl had already come to me and talked with me, and I already told him the same thing. Like I said, he said that he could have handled the situation better, and so he expressed remorse on it already. So I told him, so I already gave him that direction. You know, let's not be argumentative. Let's just look at the facts of the cases and make our decisions based on the facts. The good thing with you is that we always have videos, so we don't have to. It's not hearsay. We can always look at the video and see exactly what happened. So
I appreciate that. Yeah. And I appreciate you being professional, you know, calling me back and understanding, and you know, like you said, this is a simple conversation to where we didn't have to argue at all. You know, that we understand each other.
yeah. I agree.
So yeah, so I appreciate it. You know, you have a good day yourself, and yeah, I better get back to work myself. So
Okay. Take care.
you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So yeah, that's the conversation me and Lieutenant Lacey had about Graff, uh, Sergeant Scrolls, Internal Affair, and Lieutenant Karen Smith, the one that oversees Sergeant Scroll. And Lieutenant Tamara Smith, I asked her if she knew the 5 elements. She didn't want to say it because she didn't know it either. Joko, KS. That's a good idea. Then Nebraska. Bugging the pocket amendment booklet for all the officers. Karen, you still in here? Put your links up in there in the live. You and Expert Liquor. Can you get everybody's links in the live? Karen and Crowty. Yeah, since I started auditing, here in Farmington, New Mexico, about a year ago. That's what they've been telling me, that they do take the First Amendment training, and I know which they've been lying to me. So, but that's the conversation we had about Graff, trespassing us from that. And I'm trying to get a hold of. Well, I called the main office over in Santa Fe that oversees San Juan County Health Department, and I talked to a lady there, and she said she was going to give all of my information. I told them my channel name, the video name under my channel, and I asked them for a complaint form, to send me a complaint form to fill out against Bernard. Thank you, Crofty. Appreciate it. You got yours too, right, Crofty? Yes, Karen. Put your links up in there. Yeah, you guys, Karen, and ex bootlicker, have karaoke early Sunday morning, and they jam out. Good music, good classic rock. You're right. You're right. You have the right to remain silent. Exactly true. Like the state building over at here in Farmington, New Mexico, had the same thing. The security guards, they wouldn't give their name or badge number. They would tell me that they were private security, and that was all on. I had that all filmed, and I talked to the superiors who oversee all that, the security guards there in the state building, and it's going on. I put a complaint there last year, and it's going on 3 months. And I called them last month, and they said that they gave it to whoever needs to see it, and they still haven't got nothing, received anything in the mail, or no call at all. And you're correct. You're correct on that. You have the right to remain silent. This is when they investigate themselves. It takes forever. Yes, and then I just gotta do my best, and just keep filming them until they understand. Like I keep telling them, I'm not gonna go away. I'm probably not gonna go away at all. It's because this town needs it bad, and it's they're not the some officers understand. Yeah, like what was his name? Uh, he's always getting a bunch of views off my video. Officer Stern. Officer Stern. He went illegally trespassed me out of the magistrate court building here in Farmington, New Mexico, and I talked to his sergeant. I think it was Gaines, and he uplifted the warrant because he knew I had every right to be in there. And what the magistrate court building, the supervisors in that building got their feelings hurt the first 3 times I came in there, and the fourth time, well, actually, the security guard got his feelings hurt. Mark Counterman is his name, and I'm trying to get a hold of their superiors, but all they're telling me is they could get a civil rights lawyer and go down and go down that road, get myself a lawyer if I want to. And I've tried to tell them I'm not wanting a lawyer, a civil rights lawyer. I just want to make a complaint, and they're just protecting their own. And the superiors that oversee these security guards they work over in Aztec, New Mexico, and that's where the public defender's office. They're the one. Uh, Sarah E. Fields, she's the one that got her feelings hurt, and that's when I got my criminal trespass and resisting arrest just for exercising my rights also. So what's going on with Brooklyn Audits? Anybody hear any good news from Brooklyn Audits? I wasn't on the live that evening that happened. Yeah, I was watching all of his lives, pretty much all of his lives, every evening. And yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be to New York or the furthest I've been out of New Mexico is just the surrounding states here. Yeah, Texas, um, Arizona, Utah, Colorado. So that's why I like watching Brooklyn Audits' life, and he supports my channel as well. And he's tried helping. Well, actually, he helped my channel by posting up one of my videos on his channels, and he's just a good guy. I like Brooklyn. That's why I try to support his live, and it happened right when I didn't watch one of his lives that he got the officers came out and arrested him. So STC got arrested too, huh? Good info. You have the right to remain silent. Oh, I see, Joko. Yeah, but somebody said that he just don't have his phone now. And that's STC, huh? That turned himself in Monday. Okay, and Karen, thanks for the info. You guys know what he got charged with, anyways? Brooklyn audits. Yeah, yeah. Then it'll take time. Yeah, my icon that's Geronimo and three of his warriors. And what it says on that, the saying on it is the Homeland Security been fighting terrorism since 1492 is what the photo's all about. And Geronimo, he's Apache on Navajo, but there are distant cousins, the Apaches. The Navajos, we stayed in, we're peaceful farmers, and they're the ones that went off and they resisted against the government, and they wanted to, you know, fight for their freedom, their land, their people, and stuff like that. So, and when they speak, I can understand a lot of their language is similar, but a little different. So it's just about the same as Navajo, but this is just a little different. That's all. I hear you, Lenny. Yeah, I got cousins that are half Apache, Mescalero tribe, and Hickory tribe. But I just don't have any from White Mountain. Thank you, Crofty. Appreciate it. I just decided to make a new name since I got a new icon, that photo icon, and since I don't just do auditing, I do cop watching too. So I didn't realize that I was cop watching and auditing at the same time until I just needed to snap and tell someone. Who said, yeah, cop watching now. I just keeping the public servants accountable. That's all. That's all I pretty much do. Just the same as every other auditor out there. Jose G, welcome in. How you doing? I have a question for you guys. I'm trying to upload a video on my YouTube, and it's giving me a hard time. It downloads 100%, but the processing, it's telling me, it downloads, but every time I check my video, I don't see no video that's uploaded. So Lenny's killed, huh? Does anybody have any info on why my my video's not downloading on YouTube? This is the first time it's happening to me. Did you get a job, Jose? I noticed that you mentioned that you're getting a job here, Jose G. I hear you, Dan. Maybe I just need to reset my phone. Right on, Jose G. Right on. It's good you got a job. All right, Crofty, take it easy. Hope you get your ring soon. Anybody else in the chat know anything about why I'm trying to download a video, another audit, and it's just it's saying it's downloading 100%, but then the processing it says it's processing, it comes to 99%, and it's then it doesn't download. There's a check mark on it saying the process has been done, but when I check for my video, it's not showing up. I just thought, yeah, maybe you guys might have some advice where what the problem is. Maybe I just need to reset my phone. You have a good night, then, Nebraska brother. Oh, yeah, Crofty's the one that's. Crofty, hope you get your ring soon. Yeah, Lenny. The processing, it downloads the 100% downloads and all that, but when it gets to the processing, when it gets to 99%, then it doesn't show 100%. Then it just shows a check mark saying process complete. But it's not showing my videos at all. It's not posting it still. So you have a good night, Crofty. Appreciate you joining. Okay, yeah, it's about 17 minutes, and yeah, my phone is it's full, pretty much full, Lenny. That might be the problem, right? That's what I was thinking, Lenny. It's probably because my space is pretty much full, Lenny. That's probably what the problem is. I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is. Okay, all right. I hear you, Lenny. That's probably what the problem is. I got so many videos that I need to start putting it on the SD card. That's why I invested in the laptop, and now I got a good idea why it's not downloading. Yeah, it's been telling me, I won't be able to be receiving the email, and won't be able to keep more videos or pictures that I take. Won't be able to save it. Brooklyn Miss. Have you heard anything from Brooklyn Audit? Is he out? Is he? Okay, Jose. Just go to settings, then go to clear catchy. Thanks for the info, Jose. Yeah, Lenny. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it's been telling me that there's not enough room. I'm running out of room, and my videos won't be able. Okay, Lenny. Thanks for the news. Okay. I think Wolverine Transparency was trying to, you know, get some money together for Brooklyn Audit to invest in a new phone for him, if I didn't understand him correctly. But that was Wolverine Transparency a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday. He went right on, Jose G. Good info. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So you went through the same problem yourself, Jose. That's probably actually what I need to do. And that's all the photos and videos that I deleted, right, Essendon, that are in the trash already. Really. Yeah. Some of it's in Google. Can't remember. Let's see, Jose. I hear you, Essendon. I think I know what you mean on that. Like, I think you're talking about the photos and videos that I've already deleted and that's in the trash already, and I don't really need them, but I probably need to get rid of them. You guys see Essendon's puppy? She's got a nice puppy. Karen M's got a little healthy little puppy too. All right, Lenny. Good info. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Okay. This last video that Karen posted. Just playing with the little puppy. What kind of puppy is it, Karen? That was your puppy, right? Oh yeah. You know, videos like that to cheer somebody's day up. That's something. Okay, Karen. Small dog. Joe Cool, welcome in. Can you get Joe Cool's link in the live? Glad you joined, Joe Cool. Yeah, I just got done having the everybody in the live listen to conversation that me and Lieutenant Lacey, Lieutenant Lacey is the one that oversees the internal affairs, uh, sergeants and lieutenants, and I had to speak to him because they weren't being very helpful when I'm trying to about the investigation they've been doing on some officers here in Farmington, New Mexico, violating my rights. Like Martinez was putting the spotlight in my face, which was probably restraints, and then Jay Prince threatened me with arrest just for filming. And what Lieutenant Tamara Smith, what she did is said that she told me that Jay Prince had every right to arrest me if he wanted to, because I was interfering by over talking the officers or talking to the citizens that he pulled over for yielding at the stop sign too long. But then what Jay Prince was telling the passenger that got off and that he put hands on and arrested is told him that the reason for the stop was because he seen him without the seatbelt on. All right, Jose, you get some rest, man. But I thought I'd just inform you guys about the conversation that I had with now. Like I said, I don't even know if he's a lieutenant. He told me he's lieutenant, but the press for transparency, he's saying that the clerks there in the police station, Farmington police station, are saying they don't know of a Lieutenant Lacey. They know of a Chief Lacey. So then the time that me and the press for transparency went live in the local Denny's here in Farmington, New Mexico, I didn't realize, but somebody somebody in the chat, in the live chat, said something about a bat, and I didn't even snap. Then maybe a day or two later, press for transparency. Press for transparency gave me a call saying that he was getting threatening messages on his phone, and I guess what the person was saying is that he was watching outside from at Denny's where we were at when we were doing the live, and he had a bat. So then, press for transparency, he's been getting threatening messages on his phone. And if you go watch the public tour that we did, and we got the trespass from the San Juan County Health Department here in Farmington, New Mexico. At the end of his video, he leaves that message. He puts one of the messages that they threatened him with a bat. All right, Lenny. You take care too. Thank you. Thank you for the information. I don't know you, Sean. This mask represents missing, murdered indigenous women. That's what I'm representing. There's a lady named Ella May. She's been missing for the last 2 years now. And I don't know if they found her alive or she passed away. This is what this mask is about. And that's a symbol for missing, murdered indigenous women. So that's what I'm representing when I wear this mask. Okay, everybody. I'm going to end the live here in a few. Glad you guys all came in and joined. It's all over, Sean. Just not here in Four Corners. There's Native Americans all around the world. Thank you, Essendon. Thank you, Brooklyn. I don't think I know, Sean. You just gotta be in our shoes just to understand. I don't know where you're going with all this, Sean. Now you're getting ridiculous. I'm guessing Sean's a troll. Like I said, it's just not here, Sean. It's everywhere. We got natives up in Canada. Got natives down south. Around the world. Yeah, skinwalkers. They're it's just black magic of these. They got medicine men. I don't know what Sean's talking about. He just got upset over my mask. It sounds like. You have the right to remain silent. Appreciate you joining. You have a good night. Thank you for the information on my phone situation. I don't know what you are then, Sean. I don't know where these questions. what I just tell you. I'm representing the missing murdered indigenous women. Good night, Brooklyn Miss. Appreciate you joining. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Good night, Cynthia. Appreciate you joining. You have a good night. Hopefully, Brooklyn gets his phone back. It gets a phone at least here soon. All right, everybody. I'm going to end my live here. Thank you all for joining. Everybody have a good night. Yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Genocide. You know, the history books, you know, that's just one-sided. Just told one-sided. You know, our history is through our ancestors, our great grandmothers. You know, they tell us stories that that nobody's heard before, and these stories that what really happened on the side from coming from a Native American themselves. You know, we just don't bring it up just to try to rub it in. We just acknowledge it, you know, the past. Yeah, it's just like what's happening right now in the world today. You know, even here in America, we were told that America is going to come and it's going to go, and we're not going to be able to depend on America no more. It's going to have to come to self depending on ourselves, you know, on our own survival. That's what, you know, these elders that we these are elders that pass on these stories, that this is how we get our knowledge. You know, it's obvious why there's cancer and people, you know, having health problems because of all the what do you call it, like chemtrails and all that, all this fuel, all these machines that are giving off gas that they use, gas, and just all of that. It's just all that gives cancer. You know, spraying the crops down with pesticide. Yeah, it's just like it's just like the great chiefs. You know, the different nations, different tribes. They say, you know, just gonna kill themselves with their own technology. Like a lot of these, right? Yeah, the right means the right to remain silent. Like a lot of these places, like Chaco Canyon. You know, those the government, you know, blocked them off. They fenced them off because they know that's where the Native Americans went to go do their ceremonies, and that's where these are sacred areas, like the Devil's Tower. A lot of these, you know, the Lakotas and all of these tribes got their little places to where they do their ceremonies, and a lot of them are fenced off by the government because the government knows that's how we go about our culture, and that's what helps the people. and the government is they went and they're chosen they fence off these our, our ancestors' places where they used to have ceremonies and to help cure and stuff like that, and that's one of the reasons why the government takes over these ceremonial sites. Just like I said, like Chaco Canyon. The Pueblos believe that that's where they come from. There's stories about a lot of sacred places of these the four sacred mountains here. The Navajos, we live within the four sacred mountains. There's one south, San Juan Mountain up north in Colorado. That's the sacred mountain of the north of the Navajos. We live within these four sacred mountains because they were our natural hospitals. The medicine man would go up there and find the natural herbs to help heal some of these sick people, bring it back down, do some blessings up there, up in these mountains, pray for the people and pray for these plants that they brought back down, and made medicine for our people. Like I said, these four sacred mountains they're like hospitals to us. There's, like me, Christopher Columbus, and I didn't know nothing about. I knew who he was back in boarding school. Not even in boarding school, even elementary. Just here in Farmington, New Mexico. We did plays and we did Thanksgiving and all that, and I know nothing about what really went on. We just read the history books, and my grandma never taught us nothing about how to hate anybody, and she knew what happened in back in the past in the history about all this. The Europeans coming over, and now I found out why she didn't teach us about all of this, because she didn't want us to start hating on people. And I learned on my own that we struggle through with the government, with putting us on reservations. And I always thought that was home. Well, it was home, but when you look out into the world here around people live in the nice houses and you know got money and all that. But I'm kind of glad that I was raised the way I was raised. All that freedom out there on the reservation. You could run around all you want and nice and quiet. Yeah, even in our culture, all the medicine men that do all these, you know, to that knew all these songs in Navajo, they used to sing these traditional songs to help the sick. They've all passed on now, and nobody's really picking up you know down in their steps to do the same, and it's dying out. And it's kind of sad that now pretty much all the medicine men here in the Navajo Nation, there's only a few left. So it's dying out to where our culture is pretty much. Hopefully, we can come back. I believe that we can. Like me myself, I'm my age. With us, like I can speak Navajo, but I speak it fluent. It's just it's my age that they pretty much they're losing the language, the Navajo language. Everybody my age and younger, they all speak English now. Good to know. Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just we just gotta, you know, the racism needs to go away, and we all bleed the same. You know, we all bleed the same blood, red, and if we can just all join and band together, you know, will make us stronger than the hate, discrimination. That's that's what divides us. Yeah, Sean. Like I'm pretty sure, like you said, your dad's 77 years old, and he probably you probably heard a lot of wisdom coming out of him. Yeah, agreed. See, as a Native American, when I look at the White House, when you look at the what I see is, you know, this is don't get me wrong, turn it in. All right, you have a good night. Of course, Cannon. Yeah, yeah, you have the right to remain silent. See, the Constitution really came from the Iroquois Confederacy, is where the Constitution came from. It's like it's pretty much Native American law, and the reason where it came about is when the first settlers came on the East Coast, they were feeding amongst each other, fighting, and they noticed that the Iroquois weren't having that problem. You know, they know how to settle the problem. They were living their life, you know, without no feuds and all that. Then the settlers wouldn't ask the Iroquois if they could help them settle their problems. And the Iroquois told the settlers, you know, we don't want to get in the middle of your fights and disputes, but here's our Confederate. Here, you guys can use our Confederate. It should help you guys out. And which that was Iroquois Confederacy. I forgot what year it was, but then that's when Congress, you know, adopted it into the Constitution, the the Iroquois Confederacy, and it's just coming down to the point to where they just don't read the Constitution. They don't abide by the Constitution. That's the reason why we're in this. And these policies, they were all born, bred, and raised on a reservation, which is the Iroquois Reservation, where these policies came from the Iroquois Confederacy. So now to this day, it comes back on the back of the Americans to they don't now that they don't realize that they're living in the largest reservation in the world, which is the United States. So it's like this. It's like the United States is one. That's what the reservations are. They're they're prison camps for Native Americans. Is what they are. Is what the reservations are. Prison camps. So if you look at it now, this the way I just explained about the Iroquois Confederacy is it's just the United States is one large prison camp. You know. Yeah, I understand you, Sean. Yeah, yeah, you have the right to remain silent. You're pretty right on that. It's just all about money and power. That's what it's all about. And they're just the people who are making all this money and think they got the power. They're just playing us like a movie. They're sitting back and watching us, feud amongst each other. Republicans, Democrats. They're supposed to be helping each other. Be America, but what they it's more or less like arguing, fighting, taking sides. It's the way, as a Native American, I see it. It's just that's why I don't vote. It's like it's worthless voting when nothing really gets done. Exactly. Yeah. This is. It's all about money, power, greed. Money is the main thing. Oh yeah, yeah. Like here, the sheriffs they got busted helping out a drug drug deal. They got caught in the drug deal that went wrong or something like that. And it's just yeah, Aztec. They got some underground corruption going on. Exactly. You have the right to remain silent. It's just like coronavirus. This is it's a money making. That's all it is. They're just making money off your sicknesses. This is the government. Yeah, this is here in Farmington. All these. It's a good old boys club, is what it is. All these companies here the generations that had their companies, they all work together. So it's a buddy buddy system here in San Juan County. Yeah, you have to remain to remain silent. It's like them saying it's your turn, it's our turn. You know, the Republicans and Democrats. No, it's you guys' turn. It's our turn now. It's you guys' turn. Just like all the tribes, all the leaders of these nations, the tribes and the leaders, the government, they're pretty much they bottom out. These leaders, these tribes, even our leaders, they're bought out by the government. And that's why you see them have big nice houses, cars, boats. Really, you have the right to remain silent. Hmm. I think I've heard about that too. Yeah, that's why I've been wanting to audit the Navajo tribe, the Navajo Nation, and I know they're gonna violate my rights right away because they know nothing about the Navajo civil rights at all. And these people are sitting there, not understanding in these local chapter meetings and community meetings, not knowing that they have a right to speak and have a right to, request public where all the public funds are going, and they try to ask these officials that are elected there to, they try to ask them who signed this and when was it signed, where's the money going, and they're not telling the people, and the people don't understand that they have the civil rights to go and request these request for all of this and get the information about where the money's being spent and where's the money going and everything that's going about on the reservation that's publicly funded, the same thing as the United States. But the people that they're so thinking that their voices, they have a voice, but they're not being heard. I hear you. You have the right to remain silent. Oh yeah, yeah. It's just Sean. That's what they say. That we're the seventh generation out of the for the natives, the seventh generation, which is what I'm probably the seventh generation. That's why it's that's what I'm doing. Why I'm doing you know standing up for our rights right now. Yeah, the creator. Yeah, the one that created the supreme law. Yeah, I'm surprised I have courage to. This is and what encourages me more is that I got supporters just like you guys to keep me going. Without the support, I don't know if I would have how far I would have lasted doing this, but a lot of everybody encouraging me to keep going. That I don't get the support, and which is true. I'm not good at these audits. I just did it one day, didn't realize that I was going to get into this auditing community. I knew I had a right to do it. I went down to the public defender's office, and I knew I had a right to be in there. And I wasn't trying to get arrested or nothing. I wasn't trying to make views for YouTube, but that's what happened. And from there on, it's then I posted the video doing it for local views, and all of a sudden I just automatically became a part of the community, the auditing community, and from there on I got support from all you guys, and you know kept encouraging me, and it just feels good to be on the right side. Yeah, Sean. Yeah. Yeah, these guys don't know nothing about the first, and I'm kind of risking it. Kind of hard to do by yourself, but it's just gotta have the courage. Thank you, Sean. You know, it's like me. I just don't pray for me and my friends or anything. I pray for the whole world. Pray for everybody. Pray for my enemies. Nebraska Hillbilly, welcome in. How you doing, Nebraska? Well, I'm gonna end my live here in a few. Get some rest, and yeah, we just got to keep our prayers, stay positive, and keep fighting the good fight. What you doing out in the cold Nebraska? Caught watching? That's cold. Yeah, you're up north. Gotta be cold in Nebraska. Good night, Sean. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Then plus, then you got that the chemical spill up in Ohio now too. This is government doing its thing just to control the population again. Right on, Nebraska. I'll try to join if I can. I just been busy working, and sometimes I try to support as many channels that have been supporting mine, but there's so many. And sometimes I'll try to get my mind off of it, and I'll take a break. Like the last couple nights, I've been watching the local high school games, and now it's coming to championship, and just take my mind off of all this at times. Sometimes it gets to you. All right, guys. Looks like Direct D's over here live. We should go check him out and join his live. You guys have a good night. I'm gonna end my live and check out what Direct D's up to. I'm gonna end my live here, guys. You guys have a good night.